IKE, Tsubasa!
Welcome to IKE Dossier, a new educational series where we deep dive into passives and abilities of the game. Our goal is to help viewers learn or better understand how certain abilities or passives work after we test them, especially since most of them do not come with detailed explanations or are simply not translated accurately. Please note that all the information presented is accurate as of the day this video is released. There's always the possibility that K-Lab will make changes to the way the skill works in the future. Today's topic is, as you've probably guessed, pressure. Pressure can appear as either a passive or hidden ability, and there are two versions of it so far. Type 1 is a reduction of the stats for the next action, and Type 2 is a reduction of skill force for the next action, which is a newer and more rare version of the ability. Here are some of the players that come with pressure, with the skill force variants marked with a star. Let's start with Type 1 and discuss the behaviors and effects of it. The general description states that pressure stats will apply a certain percentage of stats reduction for your opponent's next action. Let's go through the specifics that are not really explained by the game. It does not behave like other types of debuffs, as it cannot be reduced by stats handicapped resistance. It can only be removed if the affected player executes any moves, including the basic moves that cost 60 stamina or any skill moves. Note that making a basic pass outside of a matchup does not remove pressure. Getting into the penalty box, tapping your character, and selecting Trap is a simple way to remove pressure, since trapping is considered a basic move. It cannot be stacked, since the affected player will need to commit a move matching up with another player with pressure, hence removing the previous pressure applied. The debuff does not get carried over into the second half of a match or into extra time. So, what about pressure skill force? Well, the general description states that it'll apply a certain percentage of skill force reduction for your opponent's next action. Let's go through the specifics that are not really explained by the game. Like the stats reduction variant, it cannot be negated by shields. It can only be removed if the affected player executes any special skill actions. This is very disruptive, as it greatly reduces the chances of the affected player winning his next matchup with the total skill force reduction, while needing to commit a substantial amount of stamina just to remove it. It can be stacked as long as your opponent is unable to execute a skill move. For example, Rising Sun Chester and Adversity Jito can stack up to 2 different instances of pressure on the same player, which comes up to a total of negative 30% skill force reduction, minus 10% from Chester and minus 20% from Jito, if the targeted player does not have defensive skills to execute when matching up with them. Just like Type 1, this version does not get carried over into the second half of a match or into extra time. We hope by now you guys know how toxic pressure for skill force can be. For example, with minus 10% applied, a top tier shot with 500 momentum will be reduced to a mere 450, making it considerably easy for your opponent's goalkeeper to deal with. Well, that's all you need to know about pressure. We hope you guys enjoy this new series. Please let us know which passive or ability you'd like us to dive into next in the comment section below. On behalf of IKE Tsubasa, I would like to thank all our members on Patreon and YouTube. Your support is very much appreciated, and it motivates us. It's also one of the reasons why we've been working tirelessly to keep the channel running and making videos for everyone. Until next time, I've been your host, Cronocloud. May the gacha gods bless your pulls today and every day. Till next time, IKE!